Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I review fragrances. My name is Giselle, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your loyal support. Guys, today I have the most beautiful vanilla fragrances part 1. Actually, I thought I considered doing a long video, but honestly, it was going to be like too long. And I want you guys to be able to make it to the end, so I decided to break it down into 2 or even 3 videos. But it's going to be a vanilla series, and everybody loves vanilla, right? So if you're interested in learning more about these fragrances, you know the drill. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and let's get started. Guys, I will start my list with probably the most beautiful vanilla fragrance I've ever smelled, which is Ruby in Vanilla Intense by the house of EBK. EBK is a very exclusive niche house. Actually, they don't even have a website. If you want to learn more about this fragrance or if you want to buy it, the only way to get it is through their social media accounts. They don't distribute this fragrance anywhere in the world, but they are super friendly. The transaction was like super easy, super smooth, and I can't be happier. This fragrance is super unique. As I was saying, it's a very opulent and extravagant type of vanilla. One thing I love about vanilla as a note is how versatile it is, because you can create a fragrance like this one, super extravagant, super intoxicating, super overwhelming and overpowering, and on the other hand, you can create a super powdery, innocent, angelic vanilla that even a 10-12-year-old can pull off. So that's why I love this note, and yeah, this is a gem, guys. This is a gem. This fragrance has vanilla, of course. It also has almond, patchouli, ambergris, Sicilian mandarin. It's a stunning fragrance. It also says, according to their information, that it has velvety notes, which is a little bit too broad. Velvety notes can be lab created or can be of natural origin, but it's literally a very broad term, so I don't know what that is, but it is a very velvety fragrance. So whatever it is, it makes sense. This fragrance has been inspired by the opera in Paris. It is super opulent. It's a fragrance I would wear to the opera, to the ballet. This is not for every day. This is not for daytime. This is, to me, 100% a nighttime fragrance. It's ultra sexy, ultra luxurious, sophisticated, classy. I wouldn't say this is signature scent worthy, not because it's not worth it, but it is so opulent that it could be a little bit too much if you wear this every day for every occasion, right? So I would only keep this for really special occasions. You can make your own special occasions. It doesn't need to be a special occasion per se, but it's definitely a fragrance that I would wear for special occasions. Now on my skin, the almond here is barely there. If I didn't know what notes were in the fragrance, I would say it is heliotrope, because heliotrope can be powdery, but can be very nutty at the same time. So I'm not picking almond here, I'm picking a very subtle nutty note, which in my skin is not even noticeable. Guys, this is a fragrance for a diva, period. I could picture Dita Von Teese, I could picture Cher, and I could picture Marilyn Monroe pulling this off. It's a super opulent, rich and sexy scent. It's super sophisticated. Gosh, this smells like $1,000,000, honestly. Stunning. This is out of this world. I'm a person who's very hard to impress. I don't get impressed easily by anything, and when it comes to fragrances, even less, because I smell a lot of fragrances in my life, especially vanilla fragrances. Vanilla is kind of the go-to note in most of the fragrances out there, and so I'm really hard to impress. But this one, wow, this one really caught me off guard. I can't get enough of this fragrance. So performance wise, it's really good. It has a 6 to 8 hours staying power. It has a very strong projection and a very strong sillage. I love this. Do not expect an airy, pure type of fragrance. This is not. This is thick. This is opulent. As I said, this is very lush, very rich. And this is a fragrance that I consider will perform way better during the colder months, but it is so beautiful, you guys, that I cannot wait until the colder months. I'm planning on wear this even in the middle of the summer, but it has to be in a very special occasion during the night. This is a fragrance I'm sure I will buy again for sure. This fragrance makes me feel super confident, in control. It makes me feel super sexy. It is such an addictive scent. Super, super addictive. I can't get my nose off my skin when I wear this. Stunning. Ruby and Vanilla Intense by the House of EBK. EBK, thank you so much for making this gem available to all of us. The next one on my list, guys, is Magnificent Gold by YSL. So this belongs to their more reserved line, but you can still get it through their website. I believe it's yslbeauty.com. It's a powdery, creamy, and simple vanilla scent. It's also woody. It has sandalwood, which is very, very prominent on my skin. It also has musk. It has saffron. I love saffron. Saffron combined with woody notes, it's like a match made in heaven, especially when it's combined with sandalwood. I like it more with sandalwood than combined with cedar, for example. I think the saffron combined with the sandalwood, as it is in this case, makes the fragrance even creamier and more addictive, at least to my nose. This is a very magnificent scent, but it's not opulent. It's the total opposite to Ruby and Vanilla Intense. This is what I was telling you at the beginning. Vanilla is super versatile, and you can make a very opulent scent and at the same time a totally toned down vanilla as well. And this is the case. This is more like a skin scent. It's beautiful. It's also pretty creamy and musky, and the magic happens in the dry down, because it's, if you like sandalwood like me, it is when the sandalwood will start kicking in and it will bloom. And after 3-4 hours, you will get a very, very creamy, addictive skin scent. The vanilla will still be there, but the sandalwood will be more prominent. We are all different, but at least this is how this fragrance pulls off on my skin. This fragrance is also sweet, but it has the right amount of sweetness. It's borderline sweet and not sweet at all. It could also be unisex. I think it leans more feminine than masculine, definitely. It's not a gourmand fragrance. It's very creamy, but it's not gourmand. And it's very powdery as well. It has a very nice lasting power. It has 6 hours. Actually, it has a similar lasting power, Ruby and Vanilla, except for that this one won't be a skin scent and this will. After the first 45 minutes, you will get a skin scent, while Ruby and Vanilla will be a cloud surrounding you. It's out of this world, but this is also beautiful. It really depends what you need. We don't need sexy, opulent, extravagant fragrances for everything, right? Conversely, you can wear a fragrance like this one to the office, for example, while you could wear this, right? However, this is not a sexy fragrance, like, so to speak. This is like sex in a bottle to me. So it really depends what you want the fragrance for. But this is stunning, guys. It's very, very beautiful, very refined. It's very chic, and it's a very safe fragrance. As I said, this is office safe. This is something you can pull off all year round. You don't even need to wait until the summer or the winter or anything. This is an all year round type of scent, and it's very, very beautiful. Magnificent Gold by YSL. Moving on, guys, I come here with Versilia Aureum by Profumi del Forte. Profumi del Forte is an Italian niche house, totally underrated, non-hyped at all, and this is one of the reasons why I love it so much. Everything they do is super high quality. I've been buying their fragrances for years, at least 10 years, and I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that what these guys make is really, really high quality. I compare this house with Serge. I think they have very similar quality, and I wouldn't say similar scents necessarily, but similar quality. And I love everything Italian, so but no, this is a totally unbiased review, and I want to tell you that this is a great house. Anyway, Versilia Aureum, it's a heavy hitter. Gosh, this is a 10-12 hours plus type of scent. After wearing this, I had to scrub myself in the shower to get rid of this perfume, because it's really, really potent. It's very sexy, it's very sultry, it's very luxurious, it's very thick. It's undescribable. It's 10 out of 10 in all the departments. It's really, really long lasting. I think this is not a fragrance you could pull off or wear to work, for example. This is going to be like way too much. I think it's as or even more as a heavy hitter than Ruby and Vanilla. Super strong. So if you like strong fragrances and you like to get noticed, you need to try this one. It's a floral, fruity fragrance, super beautiful, very sweet. The fruity part of it makes it gourmand. It is a blast of strawberries, plum, vanilla. There's a little bit of everything here. It has a fruity opening, a floral core, and a resonance balmy type of dry down, which I love. I love to go through these three phases when I wear this fragrance. Gosh, this is a monster. This is a monster. This perfume has been created to evoke the spirit of gold, considered the most noble of the metals. And yeah, it is pretty golden in color. It's very resonant, very balmy, very ambery as well. And as I was sharing, this has strawberry, plum, it has iris, a flower I love. It has rose, it has vanilla, it has sandalwood. It's extremely creamy. It's super addictive, very intoxicating, super sweet. It's gorgeous. It also has Peru balsam, which makes fragrances absolutely addictive and decadent. Peru balsam is a resin which is very thick, very syrupy, and it is very addictive. It provides sweetness to fragrances and this type of gooey feeling when you smell them. It also makes the fragrances very rich, very opulent, very decadent, as I was saying, very seductive. Oh, this is a very flirty fragrance, perfect for date nights, perfect for night outs. But honestly, this is a fragrance I can only pull off during the night. I wear this all year round. When I really like a fragrance, I don't really care to wait for the proper season, right? We know that temperature, humidity, and there are many weather conditions that can influence how a fragrance blooms on your skin. But still, when a fragrance is this beautiful, I don't care. If I am in the mood to wear this, I'll go for it. I reach for it. And I don't care. I could care less what season it is. But yeah, this definitely is a fragrance that blooms during the colder months. Moving on, guys, I come here with Bois Dore by Van Cleef and Arpels. So this is a very beautiful vanilla, totally different. It's nutty, woody, powdery, not gourmand at all. It's a very light vanilla. It's very chic, very sophisticated. It's a soft vanilla with tonka. It also has tobacco, although the smokiness here, it's barely there. It also has cedar, it has musk, it has almond, but again, the almond here is not prominent at all. It's nutty, but it's not almondy, which is different. This is a very feminine, as I said, very chic skin scent. This is a skin scent type of vanilla. You won't have a huge cloud surrounding you. You won't leave a huge trail behind you. You won't project like crazy. And this is sometimes what you need, right? If you need something toned down, if you need something to wear to work, or if you need something to wear to church, or you're just in the mood of wearing something very subdued, this fragrance is for you. I think this is a pretty neutral vanilla to a point that it could be unisex, although to me it's more feminine, and on my skin it pulls off very feminine, but it can definitely be a unisex fragrance. It's a type of vanilla that you can layer with other fragrances as well. It's pretty neutral, as I was saying. It smells very luxurious without being overpowering, without being overwhelming, as it is the case of many other fragrances. For example, if you compare this to this one, it's like day and night, 100%. This is a fragrance more appropriate for the daytime, but of course you can wear this during the night or whenever you want, but I think it's perfect for the daytime. I think the cedar here plays a super important role because cedar is what gives balance to this scent. Otherwise it could be potentially a little bit too sweet, but it's not cloying sweet at all. It's not tooth-achingly sweet or anything like that. However, hadn't it been for the cedar, I think this could be a little bit too sweet, if it makes sense. I think this is a very safe vanilla to the office. It's a perfect go-to vanilla scent, like a damp reach, an easy grabber, very safe, very inoffensive. I couldn't imagine one single person not liking this, but we're all different. Maybe someone would not like it, but it's very safe. It's pretty long lasting as well. It's perfect for a first date, for an intimate encounter. It's very, very appropriate. It's an all year round fragrance. It's, you know, those type of fragrances that you can never go wrong with. That's why I say it's like an easy grabber, like a Dunbridge. I think you should definitely need to try this, and hopefully you like it and you add it to your collection. You can't go wrong with this vanilla. Bois Dore by Van Cleef and Arpels. My next one, guys, is Guerlain Intense. This is my favorite from all the flankers from Guerlain. I prefer this 10 times over the original one. I love the original one, don't get me wrong. It's just that this is like on another level. I think this smells more luxurious as well. It has a better performance in all the departments, better sillage, better projection, better lasting power. It's very, very beautiful. The vanilla here is stronger than the lavender in the original one. Lavender is the most prominent note. I'm not a big fan of lavender, to be honest with you, but I love vanilla, and this is very strong in vanilla. In fact, this has two types of vanilla. It has Tahitian vanilla and Madagascar vanilla. It also has rose, jasmine, bergamot. It has benzoin, which makes fragrances very sweet as well. It also has musk. It has patchouli. Patchouli is pretty prominent here, let me tell you. It has licorice. I'm not a big fan of it, but the licorice is barely there. I can barely pick it. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have bought the fragrance. But licorice here, trust me, it's not even there. And of course, sandalwood. And I said of course because usually in this type of fragrances, if you have vanilla, you have sandalwood. The thing is that here it is Australian sandalwood. So you won't have that sweetness, you won't have that excessive, in the best possible way, creaminess, but you will still smell it. There is some creaminess, of course, but it's not as creamy as the miso. This is so beautiful, guys. It's borderline gourmand. I would say this is a gourmand. I would consider this a gourmand scent. Maybe not like Italica by Serge, for example, but this is a gourmand scent to me. The vanilla, it's very prominent, benzoin as well. So the fragrance is very, very decadent. It's a sweet fragrance, but super well blended. It's a fragrance with lots of character. This flanker also has coumarin different directions. It can be either dry and herbal and slightly green, but it can also be sweet and gourmand. It actually behaves in opposite directions. And this is, of course, the sweet and gourmand. There's nothing herbal here. There's nothing dry. Conversely, this is a very, very opulent, creamy vanilla scent. Very beautiful, very comforting, very cocooning, perfect for day or nighttime. I prefer to wear this during the night, and I think it kind of blooms and pulls off better during the night. And during the winter time, I love to wear this fragrance. I think it lasts longer and it just smells better. In the winter, it smells absolutely stunning, but of course, I'm gonna wear it in the summer. Next one on the list, guys, Un Bois Vanille by Serge Lutens. So I don't know why I've been going back and forth for so many years with this fragrance. I never actually pulled the trigger to buy it. I don't know why. I don't know what was holding me back, but for whatever reason, I didn't. Until recently, I did a swap with Terry from the Perfume Lover80. She sent me a sample of this, and boy, was I in shock. I couldn't believe why I haven't bought this earlier. It's a dream. This is also one of my favorite fragrances. Let's talk about the bottle. This is so thin, so slim that it's very easy to carry, to travel. I wouldn't even need to decant this. It's very, very light. I love it. I love this fragrance in every aspect. It's super elegant. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. This is a very coconutty vanilla, and I love coconut as long as it doesn't smell like suntan lotion, right? That's why I have never bought Soleil Blanc, for example. I love Tom Ford, especially his Reserve line. However, I can't stand Soleil Blanc and all the flankers because it smells like suntan lotion to me. But this one does not. This has coconut milk, so the fragrance is lactonic, and it's also creamy because it has sandalwood, so it's creamy and lactonic. It's not extremely lactonic, but there is milky notes here, and definitely comes from the coconut milk. It also has beeswax, it has musk, it has sandalwood, as I said, it has tonka, it has almond, and it has guaiac wood, among other notes. So this fragrance is beautiful. It's sweet. This is a very sweet fragrance. It's not too achingly sweet, but it is sweet. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is perfect for date nights or night outs. I think this is a fragrance that you can also pull off during the day. It's a very, I would say this is a very neutral vanilla. Although it's very coconutty, it's still a very neutral vanilla that you can layer with other fragrances, and I think this will boost any other fragrance you layer this with. So the dry down is pretty coconutty and slightly nutty on my skin. As I said, it has almond, and I picked the almond in the dry down, at least on my skin. As I was saying, we are all different. You have to keep that in mind. And it's also slightly smoky, but only in the dry down, and that's probably because of the guaiac wood, because guaiac wood gives fragrances that type of smokiness. In fact, guaiac wood is very common in tobacco or leather suede fragrances because of that typical smoky scent. So I don't like the typical tobacco smoky fragrances. However, here it's so well blended that it really gives this fragrance a touch of je ne sais quoi without compromising the whole DNA, which I think it's a very complex fragrance. It's blended to perfection, and this smokiness is exactly what makes this fragrance so special, especially in the dry down. But this touch of smokiness, it's what gives this fragrance that je ne sais quoi that makes this perfume very unique, right? This is a different type of vanilla, and I think the coconut milk and the smokiness together really makes this fragrance stand out from the crowd. So, Un Bois Vanille by Serge Lutens. So the last one, guys, for today, for this part 1 of the series, is Woman in Gold by Guerlain. I just spoke about this fragrance before. I reviewed this fragrance in one of my past videos. It's very beautiful. Oh, gosh, it's a very powdery, feminine, citrusy, floral vanilla scent. It has patchouli, which is also prominent, but it's very delicate. It's so addictive. I can't stop smelling it. Once I spray this on, I can't stop smelling. It's very addictive. It's very fizzy, very sparkly. This fragrance has aldehydes, as I explained in one of my previous videos. Aldehydes usually are used in perfumery as a top note, so you can expect them to fade pretty quickly. So don't get scared by the word aldehydes. And remember, not all the aldehydes behave in the same way. Here they don't have that vintagey or old school type of smell. Conversely, here they have a very fizzy, sparkling. This is a classic scent, but with a very modern twist, if it makes sense. And as I was saying, the aldehydes here are responsible for giving this fragrance that fizziness and that sparkly type of smell. It also has citruses, which gives a lot of freshness in the opening. When you spray this fragrance, let me smell it. Super fizzy, super bright. It's very invigorating, very energizing as well. This is what you need when you need a kick in your energy. When you need a boost in your energy, you have to reach for this fragrance. This is a fragrance with a very nice lasting power. It lasts at least 6 hours on my skin. It's perfect for the warmer months, especially for the summer, spring, summer, but the warmer, the better. It's also signature scent worthy. It's very urban chic, very sophisticated. It's a fragrance for every day. You can pull this off for absolutely everything and any type of event. You can wear this all year round. It's a very safe, very inoffensive fragrance. I can't imagine anyone disliking this. Every time I wear this, I get massive compliments. It has a very beautiful sillage. You will definitely leave a beautiful trail behind you. Projection is average, but it has a very decent lasting power. I absolutely love Woman in Gold, especially in this white and gold flanker. Try it if you have a chance, because it's a beautiful scent. So guys, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed part 1 of the most beautiful vanilla fragrances. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite vanilla fragrance? Remember, this is part 1, so stay tuned for part 2 and eventually part 3. And please stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.